All right, once again, Truth Live Thursdays. What's going on? This question is once again from a few weeks ago, but basically the question is about holidays. It says, I was listening to the radio on the car a couple weeks ago, and the radio show host was telling people to allow their children to dress up and trick or treat to let them be kids, like their parents allowed them to do when they were kids, and to not be hypocrites. A friend told me they did trunk or treat at their church in order to be present in the community and to give kids a safe place to celebrate. Are these both wrong? And now that we're moving into Christmas season, my husband and I were having a talk about putting up a Christmas tree, something we've never done. His parents think we're taking away from our children's experience of Christmas because we don't put up a tree and we didn't teach our daughter about Santa Claus. So the issue here is, are you depriving your children by not celebrating pagan holidays? The thing is, it's important to follow your own convictions regarding holidays, especially if you're raising godly seed and you want your children to understand how to be set apart from the world and sanctified, which is important spiritually. It's okay to be separate. It's okay to be sanctified. It's okay to be holy. James 1:23 says, pure and undefiled religion is to visit the fatherless and widow in their affliction and to be unspotted from the world. So when you have a heart to be unspotted from the world, it's actually a good thing in God's sight. And people may not like it. People may not be uncomfortable with it, but God does honor it. So you don't have to judge people for the holidays they celebrate, whether they're pagan or whatever. Bible talks about we should only hold people responsible for staying away from idolatry, fornication, and strangled and bloody food. So those are the things that actually harm our spirit, our soul, and our body. Idolatry, fornication, and bloody and strangled food. So we don't have to judge people for not keeping the same holidays or keeping holidays and all that stuff. But if we feel like we want to raise our children in an atmosphere of sanctification, we have every right to do that without feeling like we're depriving them. Because when you teach sanctification to your children, they become more comfortable. It's like a muscle. It's like a faith muscle. It's like a confidence muscle. And when they know that it's okay to be different and to be set apart and still be kind to other people at the same time, that's going to make them a much healthier, much stronger adult. And it's going to make it easier for them to follow God when they do become adults, because they'll be comfortable with not fitting in. If you feel like you have to fit in everywhere you go, you're not going to be anything but a follower. And you're not going to be able to follow God's voice because you have to fit in with all the other people that are around you that are more than likely to be ignorant to God's commands and God's laws. So that's very important to be when you're a Christian. So we don't need only ungodly holidays to preach the gospel. We don't need ungodly holidays, or we don't need pagan holidays to convert them or anything like that, to spread the gospel or to keep our children safe or anything like that. It's not required. So feel free to do what you feel led to do. And it always pays to follow the Holy Spirit. And with what you sow, you'll reap. So just be confident and do what you have been called to do, because at the end of the day, you will be held responsible for what you did with the godly seed that God gave you. It's not going to be anybody else standing before God's judgment but you for what you did. So follow your conscience and follow the Holy Spirit's conviction.